Hello everyone, this is Noxe from Method. Welcome to Rogue DPS Guide, which is gonna be spread over a few short videos. In this part, I would like to start by going through talent specializations, optimal glyphs, brief summary of class abilities and DPS rotations. Rogue is a pure DPS class incapable of any other roles such as tanking or healing, which means that we can choose between 3 different specs. First of them is Assassination spec, which is currently the best AoE spec. Single target DPS is competitive though. If you, however, are a hardcore player, you will probably end up playing one of 2 other specs. Nevertheless, if you decide to go Assassination, here are a couple of things that you need to know. Spec is based around poisons. The main goal here is to maximize poison damage by working around envenom and rapture uptime. Also, you need to remember that while playing Assassinations you need to wield daggers in both of your hands because of Assassin's Resolve and Mutilate. The optimal Assassination spec is 31-8. You can move 1 point from Opportunity into Precision though, because DPS difference is very small. While playing Assassination we gain 2 new cooldowns. First one is Cold Blood, that has 2 minutes cooldown, and then we have Vendetta with 2 minutes cooldown as well. That's why you want to align both of these and use Cold Blood with 5 combo points Envenom while Vendetta is up. Out of interesting talents we have few of them here. First one is Murderous Intent, that make our backstab viable below 35%, aka it's our new execute. Then we have Venomous Wounds that proc extra poison out of Rapture, and Garrot Ticks also regain energy. And then we have Cut to the Chase that make our Envenoms refresh our Slice and Dice duration to its 5 combo point maximum. About the fillers, we have 3 points here. I personally prefer to put them into Quickening and 1 point into Deadened Nerves. About the glyphs, we have 3 mandatory prime glyphs. They are Mutilate, Backstab and Rapture. Then from major glyphs we have Tricks of the Trade and then 2 optional. First one I recommend to glyph into Feint and then into Sprint. Minor glyphs are optional. Assassination spec abilities are as follows: Combo Builders, Mutilate, Backstab and Garrot. Finishers, Slice and Dice, Rapture and Envenom. Cooldowns, Vanish, Cold Blood and Vendetta. About the rotation, first of all, keep Slice and Dice up all the time. Aim to use it only once at the beginning of the fight and then refresh it by using Envenom via Cut to the Chase talent. Then we wanna keep Rapture all the time, so refresh it as soon as you can, even with 1 combo point. Then we use Envenoms, this time however only 4 or 5 combo points. Then, each time we enter stealth, we wanna open with Garrot. And finally, during execute phase, aka below 35%, while using Backstab, we aim to use only 5 combo points Envenoms, but still aim to keep Rapture all the time. What about cooldowns? Use them as soon as you can. Vanish and then open with Garrot, Cold Blood with 5 combo points Envenoms, and Vendetta as soon as you can. Moving forward, we come across Combat spec, which is probably the most common one among Rogue PvE community. Its main strength is powerful cleaving via Blade Flurry ability, although its single target DPS is very high as well. The main issue related to Combat spec is energy capping. With most recent gear, it's something that we cannot avoid. The optimal combat spec is 7-31-3. We gain 2 new cooldowns by speccing into combat. One of them is Adrenaline Rush, which has 3 minutes cooldown, and Killing Spree with 2 minutes cooldown. These cooldowns are not final however because of Restless Blade's talent that makes every damaging finishing move, reducing our cooldown of Adrenaline Rush and Killing Spree by 2 seconds per combo point. Another interesting talent is Bandit's Guile, that lets us evolve inside into an opponent's defense, increasing damage to a target by up to 30%. We also have 4 points that can be spent anywhere. I personally prefer to put them into Improved Sprint and Reinforced Leather. What about glyphs? 3 prime glyphs are mandatory for combat spec, and they are Adrenaline Rush, Slice and Dice, and Sinister Strike. What about major glyphs? First one is mandatory. It's Glyph of Tricks of the Trade, which is rare DPS gain. In case you are cleaving at any point during fight, you wanna glyph into Blade Flurry, And finally, Glyph of Feint that reduces the energy cost of Feint by 20. And let's be honest, we feint a lot. Minor glyphs are optional. Combat spec abilities are as follows: Combo Builders, Sinister Strike, Revealing Strike, Finishers, Slice and Dice, Rupture, Eviscerate, cooldowns, Adrenaline Rush, and Killing Spree. If your raid is missing bleed debuff, you wanna skip Rupture completely. Also, if you have access to legendary weapons, you wanna skip Rupture as well. In this case, you wanna move 1 point from Lethality into Cap the Grace. What about rotation? First of all, you keep Slice and Dice up all the time. Amount of combo points does not matter here. Then you use 5 combo points Ruptures and 5 combo points Eviscerates. What about Combo Builders? Usually it's Sinister Strike. The only exception here is when you're at 4 combo points, then use Revealing Strike. What about cooldowns? Both Killing Spree and Adrenaline Rush on cooldown. However, never use Killing Spree when Adrenaline Rush is up. Finally, the last one, which is definitely the hardest one to play among rogue specs, but yet probably the most enjoyable one, Subtlety. Spec which offers very high burst as well as great defensive and utility abilities. Spec is based around maximizing Feint weakness uptime via proper Vanish and Shadow Dance handling. The optimal Subtlety spec is 8-31. There are no free talent points here, because we spend all of them directly into DPS gain. By speccing to Subtlety we gain 3 cooldowns: Premeditation with 20 seconds cooldown and Stealth requirement, Preparation with 5 minutes cooldown, and Shadow Dance with 1 minute cooldown. Out of interesting talents we have Serrated Blades that refresh our Rupture by using Eviscerate, Honor Among Thieves that give us free combo point every 2 seconds, and Energetic Recovery that empowers our Recuperate to restore energy. On top of that, Subtlety offers 2 great defensive talents. First of them is Cheat Death that prevents you dying from a killing blow. The second one is Enveloping Shadows that reduce your AoE damage taken. What about Glyphs? 2 prime Glyphs are mandatory. They are Slice and Dice and Backstab. Third one depends on your raid composition. If your raid needs bleed debuff and you are the only source of that, you wanna Glyph into Hemorrhage because you are forced to Hemorrhage anyway. Otherwise, you wanna Glyph either into Shadow Dance or Eviscerate. The PS difference is very small, so it's up to you. Major and minor glyphs are the same as in Assassination scenario. Subtlety abilities are as follows: Combo Builders, Backstab, Ambush, Hemorrhage, Finishers, Slice and Dice, Recuperate, Rupture, Eviscerate, cooldowns, Vanish, Shadow Dance, Premeditation, and Preparation. How about DPS rotation? In Subtlety cases, list of priorities. Combo Builders are Ambush before Backstab. However, if you are forced to provide bleed debuff from Hemorrhage and you have Hemorrhage glyphed, then the priority is Ambush before Hemo Bleed before Backstab, which means that you Hemorrhage every 24 seconds. How about Finishers? Rupture directly out of Stealth because of 10% extra damage from Master of Subtlety, before Slice and Dice, before normal Rupture, before Recuperate, and before Eviscerate. How about cooldowns? Shadow Dance, before Vanish, before Preparation. List of remaining class abilities is pretty long, so if you wanna see details, check out video description on our forums. Also, I recommend to check out this link. So yeah, that's it for now. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. In the next part I'm gonna talk about interface and macros. So yeah, see you soon and remember to subscribe.